Welcome to Devil's Diary, where we unveil the dark, twisted, and the unspeakable. Tonight, I will take you on a journey through the rain-soaked streets of the city that never truly sleeps. It's a tale of something that I encountered one stormy night, something that still haunts me whenever the rain begins to fall. This is the story of the Faceless Girls wandering the city on a night when we haven't wept. It was one of those nights. The rain had been falling for hours, turning the city into a maze of glistening and darkened alleyways. I had just finished the late shift at work and was headed home. My umbrella barely holding back the downpour. The streets were almost empty, just a few shadows moving under flickering streetlights. I always liked walking home in the rain. It was coming, almost therapeutic, but that night there was something different in the air, and an uneasy feeling that creeped up my spine as I turned down a narrow, dimly lit street. I told myself it was just the weather playing trick on me, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. As I walked, I noticed something strange. The reflections in the puddles seemed to ripple, even when I wasn't moving. It was as if someone or something was following me. Just sort of sight. I couldn't make peace, my heart pounding in my chest, but the feeling only grew stronger. And then I heard it, a soft giggle, almost childlike, cutting through the sound of the rain. It was distant at first, but it grew louder, closer, as if it was coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. The rain continued to fall, and I turned the corner, hoping to lose whatever was following me. But that's when I saw them, 3 figures standing in the middle of the street, their hats bowed, their hair hanging limp and wet over their faces. They were dressed in simple, old-fashioned clothes, completely out of space in the modern city. They stood there and moving as if waiting for something. I couldn't see their faces, and that's what unnerved me the most. I thought about turning back, but something compelled me to keep walking, to get a closer look. As I got closer, I noticed the way they stood, perfectly still, almost, and then with a slow, deliberate movement, they lifted their hats. When I saw necks force me in my track, their faces, they have no faces, just smooth, blunt skin, where their eyes, nose, and mouth should have been, but no features, no expression, nothing, just empty. Faceless voice staring back at me. My mind couldn't compare what I'm seeing. It was like something out of nightmare. The three girls stood there, their faceless hacks, tears slightly as if they were exterminating me. Despite having no eyes to see, I wanted to scream, to run, but I couldn't move. It was as their glaze, if you could call it that, held me in place. Somehow I broke free of their hold and ran. I didn't care where I was going. I just needed to get away. My heart was pounding, my breath coming in ragged gaps as I splashed through the rain-soaked streets. But no matter how fast I ran, I could feel them behind me, always just out of sight. Their footsteps were soft, almost, but I knew they were there. I could feel their presence closing in on me, waiting for me to tire, to give up, but I didn't stop. I kept running, turning corners, ducking into alleys, trying to lose them in the maze of the city. Finally, I burst out onto the main road. The light of passing cars blinded me for a moment. My clothes clinging to me, my shoes soaked though. I looked back, expecting to see them standing at the end of the alley. But there was nothing, just the rain and the dark, empty street. I told myself it was over, that I had escaped, but as I turned to continue my walk home, I saw them again, standing on the other side of the road, watching me from the shadow, their faceless head, their bodies stayed as statues, waiting. I backed away, nearly stumbling into the street. I could feel their glaze, if you could call it that, piercing through me, judging me. And then, as the rain began to ease, they took a step forward, their movement slow, deliberate, like they had all the time in the world. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. I turned and ran again, this time heading straight for the life of the nearest battle. I didn't stop until I was inside, the door slamming shut behind me. I leaned against it, my heart racing, my breath red. I was saved, or so I thought. The street was empty, no sign of the Faceless Girls, no sign of anything out of the ordinary. It was as they had never been there, as they were just fragments of my imagination. But I knew better. I had seen them, felt their presence, heard their whispers. For weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that they were still out there, waiting for me. Every time it rained, I would catch glimpses of them in the reflection of petals, in the shadows of alleyways, and every time I would run, never looking back. I don't know who or what they were, but I do know this: the cities hold many secrets, and not all of them are meant to be uncovered. So if you ever find yourself walking alone on a rainy night and you hear the soft giggle of girls behind you, don't turn around, Just keep walking and pray that they don't follow you home. This has been the Devil's Diary. Until next time, remember, there are things in the world that defy explanation, and sometimes it's better to leave them alone.